Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford's EDC, and today we're going to be looking at the Picaroon tools Mutineer. Mutineer? I'm not really sure, but this here is a really neat knife. This is a Bulgarian designer, I want to say. I know he says it somewhere, but I cannot remember for the life of me. But I want to say he's Bulgarian. This is his first knife design, I believe. There's one other knife that Picaroon Tools has available for pre-order at the moment, and it's a small fixed blade knife called the, oh god, now I'm not gonna remember what it's called. I was just looking at this. It's called the Jack Tar, is the fixed blade, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about this guy right here, which is the Mutineer. These are currently available on Etsy for purchase. There is a pre-order going on for full titanium versions as well as micarta versions with S35VN. This here is the black G10 version with D2 steel, which is currently in stock and is $130 on the Etsy page. I know that Way of Knife and EDC Gearhouse also had these in stock, which is where Mike from Sharpen Blade bought this one and had it sent to me to check out for him. This one, as I said, D2 and G10 scales here. This is just going to be a really quick review because I don't have a whole lot of information on this one, and I didn't get a ton of time with this guy in the pocket, but I did carry it and I did use it enough to bring you guys my thoughts on it. Just to get some specs out of the way, just in what they have here. You're looking at a closed length, so a handle length of 3.55 inches, which doesn't sound right, to be totally honest. I'm going to grab my calipers because that just doesn't sound right. The OEM on these is Best Tech. He is upfront about that on the Etsy page. Yeah, so you're looking more at like 3.71 inches for your handle here. That's definitely worth noting. An overall length being listed at 6.5 inches, which this only goes to 6.07, so I believe that for sure. And I'll get you a blade length here. Let's do it this way. You're looking at a blade length of about 3 inches here. 2.95, 2.9. Yeah, something along those lines, with a cutting edge being essentially the entire length of the blade at 2.84. So with that information out of the way, there is no information on weight listed or anything like that. So that is all I have for you in regards to that. But I'm just going to give you my carry experience and my cutting experience with this knife. It is pretty thin overall, and everything is contoured really nicely. Let me just close this for you. You can see that everything except the pocket clip, which actually, now that I look at it, the pocket clip is contoured as well. So everything, including the pocket clip, has a really nice curve to it. And that makes this feel really nice in hand. You can see it's nice and symmetric. The centering is great on this too. Yeah, really, really nice in hand overall. It's got this nice gentle curve to it, and despite being thin and slim, I do feel pretty secure when I'm holding this. I don't feel lost at all, and there's this nice little dip in the spine here for your thumb, and it's just a really nice feeling overall in hand. If you needed to reverse grip this, it's pretty comfy, or I guess backhanded. And then holding it backwards like this as a Warncliffe for draw cuts or whatever, it's pretty comfortable there as well. The pocket clip I don't get any kind of hot spots from. It's just a nice contoured titanium clip here, which has some decent spring to it, and it's just attached here in a small little groove with one screw, which I had no problems with it twisting and turning on me. It's locked in there solid, it's not moving. You do have a lock bar insert with an over travel stop in there, which I don't know if we're going to be able to catch or not, but you can see the detent ball. And there is, as I said, an over travel stop on there. So that prevents any kind of lock sticking with titanium, which is really nice to see. And yeah, this blade. So D2, Wharncliffe, really utilitarian. This is a true Wharncliffe in a sense that your cutting edge is completely straight. There is no belly to this at all. So keep that in mind if you're somebody who needs a little belly with your cutting performances. But if you're going to be going into boxes or things like that, this is a great blade shape for you. And even more to that, the overall shape of this allows you to kind of choke up and really get up here for detailed work, where you can use your tip of your finger and really be precise about what you're doing. The opening hole is an excellent method of deploying it. The detent is maybe a little bit light, but it's pretty solid overall. I don't find myself wanting it to be crazy stronger than what it is, but I definitely wouldn't want it any lighter. It does flick out pretty easy. The thumb flick can be a little bit of a point of contention if you're not being too intentional about it. You can miss it like that, but most of the time it'll open on you with no problem. The action is really solid. It drops right to the thumb and flicks shut with no issue. It is on bearings, which I'm sure you can imagine. Just a little shake shut, and it is good to go. Deploys out nicely, as I said. Decent detent. The detent break is here, which is fine. It's a little bit later than I'd like to see, but it's not too bad. It does close nicely from there. The transition over the detent ball is pretty smooth from the top. If you're pushing lower, it's going to jump down on you like that. But when you're just pressing this lock bar, you clear that point anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Something I will mention is that any lock bar pressure on this whatsoever, and you're really not going to get it open. You can see I'm trying to flick it open with my thumb on here, and as I push harder with this finger, I'm just squeezing more with my thumb. As I back off and add pressure on the frame here, opposed to the lock, I can get it deployed with no problem. So that is worth keeping in mind. That might be just a lefty kind of a thing, but if you had pressure on it with your pointer finger as a righty, you're going to kind of struggle to get that open with your thumb. So just keep that in mind. I mean, that's any frame lock for the most part, but definitely present on this guy here. Overall, a really neat knife, and it's cool to see this being this guy's first design and it being made really well here by Best Tech for him. And it's cool that you can get these in premium materials. They're going to be $200, it looks like. There's pre-order on Picaroon Tools, his Etsy page. You can pre-order the other versions of this. This version is currently in stock at $129.99. And it's a pretty good buy at that price. I mean, D2 is not what I would want for $129.99. But to go up to the S35 VN version and pay $200, that's a pretty good deal. It's not a knife that you're going to see me purchase, but it's a knife that I think we're going to see a lot of in the community. And with the pirate motif going on, I think that he's going to gain some popularity real quick amongst that crowd. So I'm going to leave it off there. I don't really have much else to add. It's a good knife. If this is your thing, it's your style, then definitely go ahead and pick one up or get yourself in on the pre-order for the full tie version or for the Mike Harder version. I will try and link his Etsy page down below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.